Right then, every now and again I get these really dumb ideas. That's ceramic. Alright then, let me tell you how this one came about. Beside me at the market there is a potter, and she was showing me this new thing she was after doing, which was a bisque fired stoneware mug, right? And she was showing it to me, and did you ever get one of those really stupid ideas that just pop into your head where you go, I wonder if, well, I had one of them. And I just went, I wonder if I could turn pottery. So I asked her to make me up a couple of pen blanks, basically, right? And she came up with these. They warped a bit in her kiln, but there's enough straights in here to actually do stuff with. Now I've cut one already just to see if I could cut it, and I can, right? I've cut it off just at length, just to see if I can actually cut it off at length, and I can, right? But what I'm worrying about, especially, is drilling it. Right, so obviously I'm going to go for the absolute narrowest kit that I have. So I went through and I just happened to have one slimline kit left, right? But it had no tubes, so I stripped the tubes out of an old pen, and look at my deep enough I am, and I'm going to use basically a slimline kit because it's the narrowest one I have. Right, so there's one of the old tubes. Right, I stripped it out to see if I can make a pen out of ceramics, just to see if I can actually turn it. It's one of those things where I'm challenging myself to see if I can actually do this. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up the drill bits. Right, I have a 5, a 6 and a 7. Right, now I have no idea if I can drill this or not, but I figure giving myself a starting hole is probably a very good idea. I was thinking about maybe taping this to make it a little bit stronger, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try one without taping it first. Right, and I don't want to go too tight on the chuck because I'll probably crack it. But I figure stepping up the drill bits is probably the best. I know I've been doing a lot of pens lately, but it's just, that just happens to be what's coming up. Right, I'm going to try and drill about 450 to see what happens, see if I can actually drill this without cracking it. I'm going to go very, very slowly, and as soon as I hear the squeak, I'm backing out. It's actually drilling very lightly. It's very light to drill it. It's not taking pressure at all. If I get this to a finish, it could be a miracle. I'll be amazed, because I don't think any of the usual rules are going to apply here. Like, I very much doubt if I can use a pen mill to level it off. I'm probably gonna have to sand it to level it off. I just think every now and again it's a good idea to try and challenge yourself with something different. It's starting to get stiff now. So I'm guessing that inside there is probably filling with dust, which is kind of clogging the drill bit. So I'll give it a blast out, see if it goes back to being easy again. It does. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep blasting it clean. Get dust out of it. I'd say that my biggest problem might be when I get to the end here, bursting out maybe. Right, I think I'm through with the 5. That took a while. Right, no, I definitely don't want to take this off because I did not want it. Yeah, I'm through with the 5, right? Now we're going to up it to the 6. So I figured this is probably the best way of doing it, is to step up the drill bits. Keep the speed slow. Right, up to 550 again. I'd say I probably want to be very careful of heat with this. Yet again, I'm guessing. If anybody's ever tried this before, drop it down in the comments, tell me how you got on. I can see the ceramic all squirting out the knockout hole in the other end of the lathe. Oops. Right, we're through with the 6. That was a lot less stressful than the 5. Right. And we'll see if the 7 will go through without a problem. Don't know if the mic's picking that up, but it's making a lot more sound. So I'm going to try and get this one straight through just by blowing air down it. I don't want to take it back out again if I can help it. No, I'm going to take that back out. I have to take it back out. It's squeaking too much. At this stage, breathing is optional. Now we're through. Now let's just see if it held together. Now we'll just see if it held together going through, or if I have a problem. It held together. Give me the tube. And the tube fits. Okay, grand. Right then. Now I just have to do all that again. Right, so I'll do that off camera rather than just watch me drill another hole extremely slowly. I'll be back in a second. Right then, we made it. 2 holes. Did break a little bit there. I hope it's long enough. Yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, we're long enough. Right then. I'm gonna glue these tubes up and I'll be right back. Right then, I have the tubes clipped in and I figured the best way of getting this down is to actually sand it rather than try and use a pen mill on it. So that's what we're going to try. Right then, we're down to the tubes. Now then, before I try and turn this, I want to check if I can actually cut it, or if I'm gonna have to do it like I was doing a piece of oh geez, the word's gone. The car paint stuff. You know, sometimes with that, you have to sand it rather than cut it. So I want to know if I can cut this with a carbide, because I figure it's going to be the safest way of doing it, or if I have to sand it. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can cut that with a carbide before I go anywhere near the ones that I've done. Right. I'm going to see if I can actually cut this with a carbide. Where am I? Fairly slightly low. I want to make sure the setup on this is perfect. Right then. So I have no idea if I can cut this or what. And I'm going to try it at 1200. Right, here's a look. I can cut it and it cuts quite well. Lovely. Right, then. Now we're set up for actually turning this. Right, I'm going to keep the speed at 1200 because that seems to work. Right now, set of bushings. Don't you just hate it when you get these stupid ideas, and then it gets to the stage where you just have to know. Oh, something's up there and there's glue in there. Right, I'm gonna have to clean that out. That one, what's this one like? That one's fine. Right, there's a little bit of CA in this tube and I don't want to kind of force it. Ah, we're okay. Right, we're on. Right, we're on. Yeah, it's a little bit of CA came off it. Right then. Now then, here we go. And yet again, I'm worrying about putting too much pressure on this and everything. not want to put much pressure on this at all because I think it'll crack. Right then, let's say 1200, wasn't it? Right, we're on 1200. Right, here goes. I'm actually nervous doing this. I'm doing it very lightly and very slowly. This may be rather a thick slim one. Right, I'm down to the bushing on that side. Well, no I'm not. Actually, I'm going to go a bit of wide now. I can hear it ringing. I think if I can get the rough shape into it with a carbide, I would be happy to finish the rest of it with sandpaper. Right, here we go again. This is the part I'm worried about when it's not even. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Right, down on that side. Whew. Right, trying to get this side down now without blowing it up. I can't think of that word for the car painting. It's just gone. It's not there anymore. Somebody just type it in the comments what that word is, please, so we can get it back. I can probably take a little bit more off there. It's very thick there. Just very carefully though. We've gotten this far. We don't want to screw it up now. I've never even thought about how to finish this. I didn't think I'd get this far. Still very thick on those edges. I can't get down to it right. I'm gonna have to sand this down to the bushing because I can't get down to it with the carbide. Right, just have a quick look at that. There's a couple of little chips. See, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. But put it this way, I've gotten farther than I thought I would. Right, I think 180 is about the lowest grit I'm gonna go on here, because I think that it's going to eat it. chipped. See it? Chipped just there. We keep going. Okay. Don't think we're going to be able to do anything about that. Did a 240. Apart from that little chip there, we're actually not doing too bad. Right. Now, finish. I suppose we should really seal it, shouldn't we? Yeah, because it's going to be porous as hell. So I guess we should seal it. Some sanding sealer. I don't know if it's going to do anything or not. This is a completely new one on me. As I said, if anybody else has ever tried this before, give me a shout down below. Some of that crack. Right then. Let that dry. I have no idea how long it's going to take to dry on pottery. Right, I'm going to try some Yorkshire grit on it. I don't know if you get into microfine or not. It depends on what effect this has on it. There's some little bits of kitchen towel stuck to it, so I'm just trying to get them off. Okay. Right then, we'll try a bit of Yorkshire grit and see what happens. Sometimes I like doing this kind of weird stuff. You know, when I get these weird ideas into my head of I wonder if. Whoa, cut it. Turn it off. So I don't want to put any pressure on this at all. I'm thinking now that when I'm putting this together, it could crack because of basically forcing the pen kit into it. The sanding sealer and the Yorkshire grit has definitely changed the colour anyway, it's not pure white anymore. Feels smooth-ish. I wouldn't call it super smooth, but it's smooth-ish. Right, we try the microphone on it. Let's see what happens. Probably don't do anything, but we'll give it a shot. There's another piece of the chipping off there, down here on this end. See it? There. I'm still going to try and put this pan together just to see what happens. Right then. Let's see what wax does to it. I doubt if I'm going to get it to go shiny, but we'll see what happens. Oh, it's gone a little bit shiny actually. Not very, but a little bit. Right, now let's see if we can get this off of this in one piece, which I'm none too confident about. No, that came off, okay. It feels a little bit like antler before you completely finish it. It feels like antler that's just been sanded. Right, and we get set up to put this thing together, and I'll be right back. Right then, let's see if we can get this thing to actually go together. I am very, very dodgy on this. We're going to use the broken part as the top. Okay. The part with the chips out of it. Whoops, nearly dropped that one. Right then, the cap's on. Right, center band. Oh, stiff. Okay, I think we're in. Okay, right, we've got that far. Right, now we have the top on. Right. Right, let's see about the other end now. We're in. And we are closed. Okay. tip. We're nearly there. We're in. And we're pressed. Okay. Now then. Click mechanism. You forgot that. Right. Cap. Something's up. It's not clicking properly. Something's up here. Is that the right? Oh, that's the right refill. Switch refills to this one. Yeah, okay, I think we're back on again. I think that refill was just a bit wonky. Right. I already have a spring on this. Let's put the top spring in. Right. Screw the clicker down. Now, if it clicks, it's a success. It's catching on something. See it? Right. I'm going to have a fiddle with this to see if I can figure out what's wrong with it. Because it will be a pity for it not to work after all this. Could be the fact I'm using stripped down tubes. They don't always work right. But I have no actual thingies left. I have no actual kits left. Looks okay. In. Something seems to be stopping it. One of the tubes could be slightly too short, which isn't letting it click. That's also a possibility because it's a reused. I think that's actually what it is. I think it's one of the tubes is too short because it's a reused, because they're reused tubes. I think that's actually what it is. Because as I said in the Dawn kit video, I'm getting rid of all these. Right. If you haven't seen the Dawn kit video, I'll leave a link up there for. But the main question was answered. Can you actually turn ceramic on a lathe? The answer is, if you're lucky and very careful. Right, that's going to go there as well. Is it? Is that cracking? It's going to go there as well. But you can do it. As I said, I had this dumb idea and I decided to challenge myself to see if I could actually turn ceramic. Right? Yeah, it's definitely those. The tubes are too short, or one of them is at least. It's too short. But it was an interesting one to do. It was something a bit different. So if you enjoyed that, I got nothing out of it. If you wouldn't mind clicking a like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time I have a stupid idea.